Hi everybody, welcome to the Dog Breath Records recording studio. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! We just recorded a song over this past week and it was phenomenal recording it. It was one of Emmanuel's songs there and you've heard a lot of hype about it and it's really awesome. And I'm going to give you a quick preview as to how we put this together this week. It only took around 40 hours to do, so we were going to show you how everything was kind of put together for this song. And maybe sure it'll hype it up a little bit too, and those of you who may not know too much about digital recording, you're going to see some of the stuff that I do here in the studio, and I play all the instruments on here myself except for the drums, and that's all taken care of by the computer here. So come on in, we're going to give you a tour of what we got over here for this song called Time and Place. Come on in everyone.
This is the program I use called Easy Drummer. It's pretty awesome. There's about 7 different kits I'll use. I use the kit called Claustrophobic in this song, and it has a plethora of drum sounds, not just the drum sound you see, a whole bunch of MIDI loops as well that are all editable MIDI loops. I could select different variations of these loops, and I end up usually modifying these loops as well, putting in different types of rolls, cymbals here and there, and I ended up doing a lot of that in this song. This particular program also has its own mixer in there, different effects that I could do to each of the drums as well. This is what the drums sounded like after they were mixed down for the song. I use Sonar Producer Edition for all my recording. My first idea for the song really was taking Emmanuel's original rhythm, breaking it up into 3 guitar rhythms. What I mean by that is I took these 2 notes and I just did downstrokes with this first recorded part. I then took the next 2 strings of this chord. I was breaking this chord into like 3 different pieces, and I came up with a little bit of a different type of variation than what I did on the original picking pattern. And then finally adding in the last piece of guitar. Therefore, I wound up with 3 guitars for doing the rhythm of the verse section of this song. The next guitar was the chorus guitar, and I ended up using a heavy phase shifter on this part. A lot of times when I'm recording songs, I will use a bass program called Trilogy, and that really helps me out with putting songs together, coming up with different musical ideas without killing my fingers so much. I'm not quite a bass player myself. And then towards the end of the song, what I'll do is I'll replace out whatever I've recorded in Trilogy with a real bass, like this bass here. In the creation of this song, a lot of times what happens in the process is you hear different things as you're going along. And one of the things that I had heard was definitely putting in some type of break in this song. So we put in this next break here, and I decided to put in a slap bass in here. The foundation of this song, after I got the chords from Emmanuel, were basically done on an electric piano. So actually, the very, very beginnings of this song was an electric piano and the drums, and this is it. I repeated these chords by using a Hammond organ in here as well. Had a nice little B4. This was a great song to be using different keys in here. It gave it a nice little thick bottom end in there. After I had these basic tracks down, I was able to bring in Leah to get her vocal parts in the song. She came over and threw down her vocal tracks, and she's always a pleasure to work with. It always goes by so fast when you're working with a pro like Leah.
Is this the time and place to talk love? A never answered question.
If you're ever lucky enough to have Leah come into your studio there, I always try to get her to get some scat on the vocals there too. We ended up with a total of 11 vocals on here, including Leah, her daughter Sarah, my wife Lori, and myself. One of the things that I love to do when I'm recording is putting what they call is the frosting on the cake. Here's a synthesizer that was done 3/4 of the way into the song. Because of Paradise Earth 1's influence with the Beatles, and if you get a chance, check out his song Blackbird he did, Beatles cover tune. I decided to put in a reverse guitar at the beginning of this song. I was definitely feeling a lot of Beatles influence at the beginning of this song. And this is the reverse guitar here. Staying in the theme of having things in reverse, and the name of the song, Time and Place, I decided to get some clocks playing in reverse as well. I had some different alarm clock samples and some cuckoo clock samples, and here they are. And this is what the intro sounds like all together with those guitars, reverse guitars, alarm clocks, and everything. Another thought in the process of Leah and I putting this together was to put some slide guitar in here as well. Well, I'd like to thank everybody for spending the time in the studio with me, seeing how we record a song over here. I'd like to thank Emmanuel so much for letting us do your song there. And Time and Place is going to be a great song, and I hope you all check it out. Looking like next week should be released sometime. Thanks so much, and we'll catch you around the corner. Right, Sasha? That got you thirsty, didn't it?
Thank you, everybody. Goodbye.
It's not funny.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes.
Stop laughing at me. Stop waving at the camera. I can't see you. It's all about me.